Hello, today is Thanksgiving, November 25th, 2021. We always start with our disclaimer. I'm not predicting what will happen overnight, but this is my trading plan for tomorrow, November 26th. One thing for which I'm really thankful is that we have a special presentation on a different video today by one of America's top technical analysts of stocks. I tried to get it on this recording and implant it, but I couldn't get the software to do it. And in fact, I couldn't get the quality of sound on the software I want to have, but I'll tell you that listening to Rod David's presentation is really worth it. Put up with the sound. I've been trying to get him on my channel for a long time. He has his own stock timing service called If Then Market Timing. He has his own proprietary techniques. And in the past, he's only discussed these techniques with people who pay for his service. And we are extremely fortunate that he's agreed to discuss one of his approaches to the people who watch my channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I think anyone who watches it will thank Rod too. Well, let's go over what we said. We said on Tuesday the bulls had everything going for them, and if the market didn't rally, it could lead to much lower prices. Well, we got the rally, and as I'm going to repeat what I said after Tuesday's market, the only question is, was the rally enough? We looked for the pattern with the early low. Typically, it's a rally day with a final hour high. We got that. But when there's early weakness like this, there tends to be additional weakness even if you get a rally the rest of the day. And usually you don't have to wait long to see it. So far, this is just a 61.8% correction of the last drop. And if it stops here, that's not going to cut it. During the day, we got a signal in the afternoon to buy, but that gives a higher target, doesn't give the next move necessarily. So this drop was called false, and eventually we went high enough to satisfy the target. Early on, we got an ultimate sell. Minimum target's 46.6807. There's no time limit on these, but usually you don't have to wait long. So usually you don't have to wait long to hit this price, and usually lower, and usually you don't have to wait long to undercut this low. Doesn't mean it has to happen tomorrow. Well, here's a diamond on stilts. Here's support resistance. Support's just under the line. Resistance is just over it, and that's not enough. Now, futures are up as I'm recording this, and if we keep going up, that'll be enough. But if we stop here, it just rallied straight for 2 days and couldn't overcome resistance. We won't know that until tomorrow's open. Now, here's my count from the high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To me, that's a clear impulse. This is a clear corrective wave. If there's some other way to count it, other than an impulse and a corrective wave, I don't know what it is. Here's your A, here's your B. B stops here. And C is exactly equal to A here. Doesn't mean it's the only way to count it. Theoretically, you can go as high as you want as long as this high holds. But if we do stop here, if we had this big rally overnight, and if we give it all back when regular trading hours begin, all these people are trapped. It leads credence to this count and suggests we're in for another 5-wave impulse going down. We go up doesn't have to happen. So the open is going to be important. All this rallying, 2 days straight of rally hasn't taken us past prior highs. That's not enough for me. Maybe it'll happen tomorrow, but it hasn't happened yet. Tomorrow's pattern has the early high. Typically, it's a rally day with a high in the final hour. Failure is a straight line drop. Catch is it'll be a stub session. There isn't going to be enough time for the final hour high. It's possible neither of these things play out. It also makes it harder to predict what will happen. Now we got a Bollinger Band reversal signal, a buy signal, the NASDAQ McClellan oscillator, but that's a breadth indicator. Bullish percentage of stocks in the S&P 500 is also a breadth indicator, and that didn't confirm. There was no improvement in breadth with that indicator. Just remember, when you get valid signals and they fail, they tend to fail big. Volatility index gave a Bollinger Band buy reversal signal too. It's a sign of extreme pessimism. Don't forget, extreme pessimism at the end of a decline means everybody wants out because they don't want to take any more losses, suggests the drop's over. Extreme pessimism at the beginning of the decline means everybody wants to capture their profits, typically implies the decline's beginning. Now, Wednesday's rally didn't take us past resistance. We did rally past it, far past it overnight, and if we hold those gains, it could lead to higher prices. It shouldn't lead to a new high if the count's correct, but higher prices could print. But if we give back all those gains, it puts us in a great position for a wave 3 down. So if we open up here, we could go higher, but I think this is going to hold. And if we don't, if we open flat or down here, it's really a perfect setup for a wave 3 down. Tomorrow has the early high, but what really counts isn't the pattern, but where we open. And that's today's call.